All right. Welcome, my friend and mentor and brother in the business. I appreciate you for being our first guest, Mr. Leo Robles. For those of you who do not know him, Leo has been in business for 18 years. He's sold over 2,000 homes, 550 flips, and he has an organization of 2,200 realtors across 29 states and 9 countries. He also has a following, I believe, of over 50K across all platforms. So he has a huge social media presence. So that's why I brought him here to be our first guest. So that being said, I want to turn it over to you, Leo, to give us a little bit more background on yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And first of all, thank you guys all for being here. Good to see all of you with your cameras on. This is a social media class, right? So this is the first breakthrough of being on camera right now. So good to see you, Karen, Rachel, Tammy, Rhonda, Mr. Mo, Jason, Lynette. Good to see you as well. Thank you for sharing those nuggets. Donald, good to see you as well. Thank you for having your camera on. So Tracy, good to see you as well. Richard did give you guys a brief background. So yeah, I've been in the business 18 years. So all of my adult life, I dropped out of high school, went straight into real estate. And I've had a great journey throughout my career, and I've been blessed to have great mentors throughout my life. And I can really trace back my life and the growth and development. Really keen connected to the people that I've met. Throughout my journey. And I'm really grateful, Richard, that you invited me to speak today on social media. To be honest, social media was not one of my strengths in the past, and I think I've shared this video just recently. I used to be terrified of being in front of camera. I used to be terrified of just writing something. That's how much I was in my head about posting. And I would like write a little paragraph, and then I would read it to myself, and then I would say, wow, this sounds really good. I should share this. And then I would talk myself out of it, because then I would say, well, what if somebody doesn't agree with me? Or what if somebody disagrees with me? Or what if I get attacked? And I would play all of these scenarios. So I just wanted to be authentic and share with you guys it's definitely, I understand it's not an easy thing to put yourself out there. I was in the same boat before, right? I didn't like to share anything because of that fear. But then I got really connected to the fact that there was like a couple of people's opinions that I was worried about what they would say. And what I started to do is I started to delete those people from my platforms. so so that's one of my secrets, right? I just started to delete the people that I was worried about their opinions. And I was like, hey, why do I even have these people as friends? So like, they're not really quote unquote my friends, right? And I was worried about what they were thinking about me. So just before we get into the questions, like one piece of advice I can give you guys is to remove people from your social media that they're not necessarily contributing to you, or they might not be contributing to your mental health, right? Like if you're following somebody that's not delivering the best news or the best information, just hit that unfollow button. That'll be the first thing that I would say. So that's do I have my glasses? Are they off a little bit? What do I got on them? They're crooked? Cricket, thank you for the heads up, Richard. See, I messed up already. What's going on? I'm just wearing these just to be fun anyways. I don't even need these. These are like more blue light glasses, right? So just to be really transparent, they're blue light. It's just that I'm on the computer a lot, right? And I bought these on Amazon for like $10, and it blocks out all the blue light, right? And that is so that's why I wear them.
Same,
So
brother.
I think I messed up my glasses or something. I don't know why they're crooked, but anywho,
They look
that's a little bit
great.
of my background. Thank you. Appreciate it. So that's a little bit of my background. I mean, I'm extremely passionate about leadership. I'm extremely passionate about making a difference in other people's lives. And my social media, I've used it to inspire, and I've used it to grow my company. So the first thing I could say about social media is that you have to get really specific on who your ideal customer is. Who is your customer, right? Who are you targeting? Is that a buyer? Is that a seller? Is that an agent? And once you determine, okay, I'm attracting buyers and sellers, then figure out what is their demographic? Who are you targeting specifically, right? And start to speak directly to that consumer. and be disconnected from the amount of likes and from the amount of comments that you get. You have to get disconnected, because for a long time, I've been posting and saying things on social media. And it's up until recently that I actually started to get more attention and more traction. But for a long time, I didn't get the likes, I didn't get the comments, I didn't get the shares. But I will say that you want to remove that from like your expectation. Don't expect people to like it. Don't expect people to comment on your stuff. What will start to happen, especially as you start to be consistent, is that you will start to see what actually works. Don't be afraid to try different things. I've tried to do some funnier stuff or some edgy stuff that I don't necessarily do sometimes. And sometimes that ends up being the best thing. So what I would say is that you're not getting a lot of engagement, or you're not getting transactions. Start to pivot and start to shift what you're actually doing. One of the best things that I would say that you have to get really good at really fast right now is getting in front of camera and just speaking directly at it and speaking directly to the consumer, right? The static post of the past, that's not working these days. People want to get connected to you. People want to know your story. People want to know what you're about. Why should they pay attention to you? What are you contributing to the marketplace? Why out of 2 million real estate professionals, why should they pay attention to you? That's what you have to get clear about. And they will pay attention to you the more that you lean into your being yourself. That's it. You don't have to be me. You don't have to be Richard. You don't have to be no one else. You just got to be yourself. And a little bit more energized too. Because energy, you have to increase your energy. One of the things that I heard on stage, and I use this affirmation all the time, is that high energy equals high income. High energy equals high income, right? So you have to be a little bit more energetic, and you got to be a little bit louder to get attention. Think about how many pieces of advertising hit your phone every single day. So how are you going to cut through all that noise? That should be like one thing. So, Mr. Richard, I don't know if we're gonna get questions, or I could just free flow it, because I got a bunch of stuff to share. Where would you like me to take the conversation?
Yeah, actually, let's start here. I know that you kind of hit on mindset a little bit, but I always like to get everything into the right frame. So let's just frame it. If I'm an agent and I really want to crush it on social media, what is the mindset frame that I need to be in, so that way I can crush it in social media? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I touched on a couple of them, but I would say, yeah, detach yourself from the expectation of what you're going to get, because I think that's what gets in the way. The expectation of what you're going to get. Have a mindset of delivering value. You have to make deposits. Would it be logical to make withdrawals if you're not making any deposits from the bank? No. Right? You got to deposit money in the bank if you want to make withdrawals. That's how it's going to happen too with your social media. You got to make deposits in your community. And what you're really doing is building a community. I also want to say that it's not about the amount of followers that you have that's going to connect to or transpire into transactions. Actually, smaller niche communities are going to do better. I have a great guy. His name is Jose Ojeda. He does about 90 transactions a year. He's built his entire business on social media. He's captured buyers and sellers, and he has about 6,200 followers last time I checked. So you don't need 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000 followers. No. It's like, so you got to get clear about your goal, right? Is your goal to get followers, or is your goal to get transactions? And if your goal is to get transactions, then that means that you have to develop a community. It's kind of like a virtual open house that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what social media is. Social media is a virtual open house that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So how do you keep people engaged, right? Like, you got to deliver massive value. So the mindset has to be to deliver massive value and play the long game. And I'm going to give you guys specifics on what to do, how to do it, like what I use, the apps and all that good stuff. But that's what I would say would be the frame of the mindset that you do want to have. Start to practice on camera. Go ahead.
I love that, man. So I guess that's a great segue into the 5 C's. Is that what we're getting into?
Yes, the 5 C's.
What are the 5 C's, Leo? Write this down.
Yeah, Yeah, so I got the 5 C's for content creation. 5 C's for content creation. Here it is. Camera, captions app, CapCut, Canva, and ChatGPT. I don't know why they all start with C's, but I started to notice, I'm like, wait, all of these platforms start with C's. I'm like, these are the 5 C's of social media. These are the 5 tools that I use daily. My camera, right, which is on my phone. I don't have a special camera, by the way. Don't get overwhelmed by that too. It's like I get so many people like, what kind of camera should I buy? And just get over it. Just use your phone. And don't use this side of the camera. Use this side of the camera. This side of the camera has a much higher resolution. Because this is another thing to be mindful about. When you post on Instagram, TikTok, any of these platforms, it lowers a level of quality. So if you already have lesser quality by shooting the content on your front-facing camera, it's going to look a little bit grainy and not as clear. So you got to use this side of the camera. Our phones are so powerful. So those are the 5 C's: the camera, captions app, CapCut, Canva, and ChatGPT. My camera also is nothing special. I mean, I just have it, like, if you guys know about cameras, or there's 2 little things on the top left-hand corner. It should say something like 4K and 30, like there's 4K and 30. So make sure that you're shooting on 4K, because it will be, on your camera, it might be on HD. And then you can also, the 30, there's 24, 30, and 60. I shoot in 30 frame, 4K 30 frame. That's how I shoot on my phone. And all you got to do is open up your camera, go to video, and literally click on the top right-hand corner, and that should lead you to the 4K and the 30 frames per second. That's how I shoot my content with the camera. One other thing that I use with my camera, I use this DJI stand. This is like $165. Make this investment, or not, right? You can buy a cheaper, little stand for $10. But I use this one. This one also has a stabilizer, and it has a little stand. And this is what I use to put my camera on every single day. And this is how I shoot my content. Captions is probably the most important app that we have, that I love. I use it every single day. I get this question, not like what I'm teaching you right now, by the way, you don't have to hire somebody, and you don't have to pay a third party. This is something you could do on your own. Everything you guys see on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my YouTube, on my Facebook, everywhere you guys see my stuff, I do that. I'm not paying anybody to do those things. So I just want you guys to also know that, right? Because a lot of people stop themselves. Well, I got to hire this person to do it. Maybe eventually I might hire somebody, but I come from the school of thought that I want to learn how to do it myself before I leverage it, because I want to know the ins and outs, just like you would anything else, right? Like you wouldn't go into real estate and start to leverage a transaction coordinator before you actually know how to manage a file yourself. I would say learn how to manage the file from A to Z, understand what you're talking about so you can communicate with your customers, and then from there, then leverage it. Hire a transaction coordinator. Captions app, and this app, unfortunately, it's only available for iPhone users. So it's not available for Samsung, unfortunately. So if you don't have an iPhone, I would definitely recommend just invest in an iPhone. Get a second phone if you have to, just to create content. But you literally need an iPhone just for that captions app, like hands down. So captions, I'll tell you this. Captions will, like, basically what I do is that I record a video with my camera, once again, and you guys see the little words that come up on my social media. That's using Captions app. The Captions app is game changer. So let me see if I can share my Captions app really quick. Here, I might be able to just log in on my phone and share my screen, just so you guys can see. Let me see. I'm going to log in with a second device. Are you guys still with me? Is this making sense? Yes? Okay, cool.
Blow up the
Thank you, guys.
comments. if Leo's providing value, please let us know right now. Let us know. Is this valuable for you?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yes, yes,
Thank you,
yes.
thank you.
Rachel said yes. Love it. Heather said yes. I love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep. Love it.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen on my phone.
Here, let me see. Where are you? Let me find. There you are. Okay, I'm gonna make you the host. Boom. All right, go for it.
Okay. Thank you guys for the feedback. So start the broadcast. You guys should be able to see.
Recording in progress.
You guys should be able to see. Let me see Canva.
Oh, wait. I think I have 1 second.
I just muted my second device. I'm sorry. That's what it was happening. So captions. Okay. This is the app, guys. You guys can see this. So these are all my projects. As you can see, I wanted to show you guys that this is like, I'm not just telling you guys this is what I'm doing. I want to show you guys. You guys saw my video this morning that I posted, and I posted that we think we got time, right? That's exactly this first video right here. And I just did it on my car, right? I'm telling you guys, this is what I did this morning. And I just posted, let me see if it plays my video actually. Yep, there it is. So see, it integrates those beautiful captions. That's what it is right there. This is the app that I use. And here at the bottom, as you guys can see, I have this zoom feature. This zoom feature, if you guys can see at the bottom of my screen, that all you got to do is click on it and it zooms in and it zooms out your video every 3 seconds. Because you guys got to remember this, the attention span of your consumer is 3 seconds tops. So the zoom in and zoom out feature, all you got to do is click a button. You don't got to do nothing else but that. You click a button. So if you click zoom, that's how you do the in and out. A lot of people have been asking me, who's your editor? How do you edit this? I'm like, I clicked the button and it clicked zoom. That's all I did. What did I do? Did I skip out on my screen share? I don't know what happened.
Leo, and you said you actually recorded on your phone and then you uploaded to captions, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I was doing that too, but then I realized if you record on captions, like you can use other features that you can't. Like if you record on your phone, I don't know if, like for example, like you can drown out the noise while you're recording, or it'll cut it for you, like all the dead space.
Yeah, you could do it on, regardless if you shoot it on captions or on your phone, you could do the same thing.
Okay.
So yeah, so the zoom in feature, I shoot it on my phone and then I upload it into Canva, right?
Okay.
And down here, this trim app, this is also an AI app. This says trim down here. You click the trim and it trims out the ums and the spaces. It trims out all the spaces. So that way you're not like wasting a bunch of time. Again, you don't got to be a rocket scientist. You click trim and it trims it for you. So when you guys use captions, make sure you click zoom and you use trim. The other thing that if you are in a noisy place, kind of like Lynette just said, there's this denoise, this little button down here. This little button down here, if you click that, it'll reduce the sound. So if you're interviewing or if you are in a place where it's super noisy, this denoise AI will actually tune out all the background sounds. So just in case, right? How many of you guys have shot some content and you're like, oh my God, I can hear the background. It doesn't sound good. All you got to do is click denoise and you're good to go. That's it. So I don't know why it just clicked me out, but that's what I use on Canva. I use that every single day. Okay, and I'll give you guys this, right? My cadence on video, November of last year, was 1 video a week. That's what I was doing on a weekly basis a year ago, November. Then I went to one of my coaches, like I did a training with John Cheplack, and he basically challenged all of us to do more video content. And he told us to do 2 videos. And I said, all right, cool. I said, that sounds easy. I could do 2 videos a week. And then he stopped me and he said, no, and I'm not talking about 2 videos a week. I said 2 videos a day. So from November of last year to now, I've done over 540 videos from November of last year to this year. So what does that do? What has that done for my content creation, guys? I have learned more about content creation than I ever have. And the bright light bulb that I got was that, oh wow, like the viral video is like, it's not up to me what's going to actually hit. So I want you guys to get detached of what you think is going to actually do really well versus what it's not. Don't overthink that one video and making it all perfect. It's not going to matter 5 minutes after you post it. Don't get attached to that, right? Just post it and move on. Post it and move on. Post it and move on. The other thing is that when I post my video using captions, right? Like all you got to do is upload it into the captions app, download it into my phone, and then I upload it into Instagram. And I also put a little song in the background. I can look at the trending audio on Instagram and I use a song. I lower down the volume, right, till about 10 to 12. That way the music is very low in the background. And then my voice is at 100%. I use that, and then I post it on my Instagram feed, and then I share it to my stories. The one thing also that a lot of you guys, one of the hacks that I will share with you guys is that you guys need a community and what's called an engagement group, okay? An engagement group. So I would say get 5 people at least that are committed to creating social media with you. 10 would be best, but at least 5. And obviously there's a lot of people in here, so you can find 5 people here. And what you're going to do is to create a chat on Instagram, and then with 5 to 10 people, you're gonna basically have a rule that you guys are going to create content, and then you guys are going to like and comment on each other's posts. Okay? Instagram will reward you with free organic reach if your posts are being liked and commented on. I just recently discovered this about 3 months ago, and I started to do this, and I have quantum leaps in my engagement and in my views. Okay, so if you guys want to do that, I would hands down recommend that. And the rule for the group is just like and comment. That's it. If you got 5 people, and honestly, guys, if you guys are not even doing a video a week right now, just make a decision today that you guys are going to do a video a week. Right? If I could do 2 videos a day, you guys can easily do 1 video a week. Is that fair to say? Yes? Right? So let's just do that. Promise that you guys are going to do 1 video a week. And then you start to say, all right, I'm going to do 2 videos a week. And then I'm going to do 3 videos. And I'm going to do, you start to upgrade that over time. But at least do the bare minimum. What I would say is just 1 video a week. Create the engagement group. Get at least 5 people. Once you guys use Captions app, I mean, that's going to be pretty much dialed in. That's going to help you with all your editing and software. One of the other things, if you guys look on my Instagram, I'm going to go back to my phone. Let's see if I could share. I'm going to share with you guys one more thing that's a hack that has helped me tremendously with my engagement. Okay.
Hey, while you're looking that up, the other thing for the engagement group, what you want to do is watch the whole video, because Instagram wants to see that it's retaining the users. So whoever's video that you're watching or whoever you're going to comment and like, don't just comment, like, get off in 2 seconds. Like, watch the whole video throughout so that Instagram can see, oh wow, they're retaining audience. So
yeah, good hack. Good hack. Absolutely, brother. Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
So guys, this is my Instagram, okay? So what you guys can see right away is that
people in the waiting room.
The what?
There's people in the waiting room.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know it was let me see. How do I let them in? Let me just make you co-host, bro, because I don't know how to even do that. Let me see. I don't know why it's not working.
Let me see. Hold on. All right, let him in. Here we go. All right, let me give it back to you. All right, go for it.
Okay. So I think I got to do the share thing again.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. This is really important. So I just want to make sure I share this really quick before I move on to the next point, because This is going to help you massively with people actually visiting your page. And a huge shout out I always give shout out to Gabe Mendez. He's the one that actually put me on this information. Look at my profile, right? Like you can easily see what each video is about without clicking on the video. So that's called a thumbnail, right? YouTube, you do that on YouTube a lot. So what I want you guys to do, take it a step further, in addition to just doing the video and uploading it with the music and all that good stuff and the captions, I want you guys to use a thumbnail. So like, for example, the video that I created today, we think we got time, right? I did that. Business moves at the speed of trust, right? If somebody knows right off the bat that when they click on it, I'm gonna talk about business. It's time to power up and it's Monday. 2 ways to become and present, energize, and focus. Like, so you guys want to do a thumbnail. The thumbnails, I create them on Canva. That's why I said that was one of my C's. I created on Canva. And all I do, if I go to my Canva, is this. Look, and actually that was the last thing that I did on Canva today. See? I just took a screenshot of my video. That's how you get the thumbnail, by the way. I took a screenshot of my video. And then I just typed in my hook and I screenshot it and I uploaded that as a thumbnail. So on your videos, why is it so important to have a thumbnail? Because when a customer visits your page, you don't want them, they're not going to click on your post and read through the whole thing. Again, they got 3 seconds to find what they want. So if I was you guys, I would have content on your videos like, hey, 3 things you need to do to qualify for a home. 1 thing you must know before you sell. Like you gotta have like engaging stuff like that. That way, if somebody sees it, you're a real estate professional, like, man, this is really cool. They got an entire album of like really powerful content. So that's what I would say on that, right? And that's what I do on Canva. Also, Chat GPT. I just did a training on Monday. Who was on my call on the AI training that I did on Monday? I think Rhonda was on there. Tammy was on there, right? Cool. If you guys missed it, you guys missed out. I delivered like $1 million worth of content information on that class. And what I will do is share with you guys that training, because that training alone is going to help you guys to set everything up for an entire year. Right? So what I did in that Monday class was that I helped everybody, and I did this myself. I created 1 year's worth of custom content for YouTube, 1 year's worth of custom short-term content. I created 1 year of custom blogs, 1 year of newsletters. I did all of this using Chat GPT. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, oh, I don't know what to talk about, that's no longer an excuse. Let me show you guys how fast you guys can create that. So let me go ahead and just pull it up really quick. I'm not going to dive too deep into this because I want you guys to see it, but I want to inspire you to just watch that training. And I'll share with you guys. I even have that video unlisted, so you guys can't find it on my channel. So it's private. So I will share it with Richard, so you can share it with all of you.
I just made you the host.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Check this out. This is, so what Chat GPT, what you guys want to do is that you have to teach it about your business specifically first. That way, when it creates content, it's not just generic content, right? So I said, prepare and generate content for me a future post. Before we proceed, I want you to fully comprehend my business. It gave me a questionnaire of 25 questions. The longest part that you're going to have to take is to answer these 25 questions. Once you answer the questions, you paste these questions in here. And again, I'm going through this fast because there's a full training that I'll share with you. But after you go through this process, you're going to have 1 year's worth of content ideas here. Look at this. Like with my hooks, and it even categorized it for my 2 videos, morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and evening. And then what I did is that I used this to create the actual script. So you guys have everything dialed in. Like, so just in case you guys are wondering, how do I post my content for the entire year? Go to that training. We'll share that with you guys because I don't have enough time to get into the specifics on chat, but you guys want to use it. The other thing, I'm going to share with you guys what not to do. Okay. Because I think this is very important. And I used to do this, by the way, so I'm not judging you for doing it, okay, because I used to do it myself. I used to start every single one of my videos, hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Leo Robles. That's 3 seconds of wasted time. Do not talk about yourself. Do not tell people your name. They already know you because they're watching your video, right? So do not waste your time by posting happy whatever, or talking about your name, or talking about how the day is. That doesn't matter. You have to start. If you guys notice all my videos, I start them with hooks. Every single video that I do, I start it with a hook. Right? So do not start with hello everyone. Do not start with happy Wednesday. Do not start with hi, this is Leo Robles. Do not start with hello, Leo Robles there. Start with a hook. Can you guys promise me you guys are going to do that moving forward? Do you guys fully understand what I'm saying when I mean a hook? A hook basically means that you guys are starting off the conversation kind of like midway, like if somebody's peeking into your conversation. Like these are the 3 secrets to be a top producer. These are the 4 things you need to do to buy a home in today's market. These are the 3 things you should avoid as a homeowner. These are the 2 things, whatever. You guys get the message, right? Like, so you got to start it off like that. If you want to say your name in the middle of the video, you could go ahead and do that. It's not as important, but some people do that. They start off with the hook and then they talk about, hey, my name is Leo Robles and I'm a content creator and I'm a real estate professional here in the city of Redlands and blah, blah, blah. So you start off with a hook and then you go into, sharing about yourself if you'd like. What I will say, because I've done this for a whole year now of starting my videos with hooks, it took me a while. It was, and I will share with you guys this, it was very uncomfortable for me to start my videos with hooks. So even though I'm saying it and you guys are saying you guys are going to do it, it's not easy. You will be in front of that camera and you're going to say, hello, this is Leo. Here today, I'm going to talk about, like, you guys are going to start it off like that. I already know, because I did the same thing and I had to like, no, that's not going to be the video that I use. So start it off with the hook. The other day, I made a video because I learned about the stat. Like, this is the other thing. If you guys are not going to use ChatGPT, most of you, if you guys don't have a morning routine, you should. But in the morning, right, I do my prayers, I do a workout, I journal, I read a book, I watch a video. I'm feeding my mind, right? So I get a lot of my content by doing my morning routine. That's where I get the majority of my content. I read something and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. What I do is I go to my notes on my phone and I write down my note to myself and I say, all right, I'm going to talk about this video. Like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, that was a great hook. That's how I do it. So again, it's going to be weird, but never start a video without that. Also, when you guys have a new follower, make sure that you send them a direct message. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I truly appreciate it. Welcome to my community. What I do is I'm in real estate and I focus on serving customers. Like, you can have a script that you have to every single new follower that you have. I serve X community. If you have, and if it's a real estate agent too, hey, I serve this community. By the way, if you ever have a referral, please let me know. I pay 25%. Make sure that you guys are introducing yourself to every single one of your new followers. That's one of the things that I learned from Jose Ojeda. Like, that was, he has 62 to 100 followers. Personally, he sends out a message to every single person that follows him. Every single person, every single person. Another thing that I recently learned, guys, if you guys have your customers, especially in your social media, watch who actually creates stories. Because if they create stories, find out what they're doing. They might be at dinner with their family. They might be taking a vacation. They might be, at the soccer game with their kids, whatever it is. So you want to click on their stories and from the story, actually create a video about their story. If somebody is saying, hey, I'm right here with my kids at the soccer game, right? If you have kids, I'm like, you could probably send something like, oh my God, you can get on your camera and your phone really quick and create a little video and say, hey, this is Leo. Richard, I just saw you that you were with your kids.
Was just there, last night with my kids. Sorry, my AirPods just left. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're
good.
good.
All right, perfect. My AirPods just took a nap. So you would find a way to connect with them via stories. That's going to be another big way for you guys to create rapport and for you guys to connect and also create transactions. That's how you got to start a conversation with somebody. And it's easy. Just focus on the people that are creating stories, because you're going to find a way to connect. Also, if your community is not creating a lot of stories, go to their latest post, like and comment their latest post. Also, best cadence for social media, guys, if somebody comments on your post, respond to that comment. Don't just leave them unread, right? If somebody said, hey, great job on selling that house, respond to them, say thank you so much, I really appreciate it, just like you would as a regular human being in front of them, right? So don't be different on social media than you are in person. And that's the other thing, that social media also, guys, becomes really easy when you're being yourself. If you do social media and you try to portray you're someone else, you're going to run out of gas. So you want to just continue to be you, authentically you, and keep pouring into that. But yeah, that's the 5 C's. I think that we went off on that. I'm like, Mr. Richard, get me back on track, bro. Am I on track?
It's all good, brother. I
right.
don't know why, but I've had like 75 phone calls this last hour from everybody that's important in my life. Like Francisco just called me, but it's been crazy. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, let's get back on track. The 5 C's, right? We talked about CapCut, we talked about Canva, and we talked about captions. So for someone who's just getting into this, they're just maybe they don't understand technology as much. Can they do all of this right off IG, or like, is there a way to make this super simple where it only takes 5 minutes, or is this going to require somebody to do 2 hours a day?
In the beginning, especially depending on your knowledge and how much you've done it, it will take you some time. Like for example, I've been, in the beginning when I was doing like my video and I was using the captions app, and then I was putting it on the posting, and then I used the song, and I used it took me almost like 30 minutes for me to do it, 35 minutes for me to just do that, right? I've gotten myself down to do it as quickly as 10 minutes. I can get in front of the camera, I could say something, and I don't overthink it. I'm like, I'm not going to do another take. I don't got time to do another take. I'm just going to post. So what you guys are seeing is usually my first video. Worst case scenario, I do 2, but you guys are usually seeing my first video. It's organic. The other thing is that people are going to connect with you if you're authentic, you're vulnerable, if you're real. What I get a lot of people, even, and again, I'm not an influencer, right? But I get a lot of people that say, hey, I watch your videos and I could see it's real, it's authentic. I could feel what you were talking about, right? And that's not a unique skill that I have. All of you have that, by the way. But when you get in your own way, you pretend, oh, no, I'm going to do it differently. But my advice is that you're going to have to block out 30 minutes. To answer your question, Richard, 30 minutes take it like you would block out any other new activity that you would do, right? When you did your first phone call, when you prospected for sale by owner and expired, when you prospected for a neighborhood, when you did your first open house, when you did your first transaction, you guys didn't feel comfortable and you guys weren't confident, and it took you guys, think about just the basic thing about driving. How long did it take you guys to drive, right? If you guys can remember that. It took me a while to learn how to drive, and then for me to figure out, okay, I got to turn on my little turn signal, I got to look on the mirror, all this other stuff. But before you know it, it becomes habit. So in the beginning, it's going to start off slow, but eventually you can get it down to about 10 minutes. What I would say is that also do the content while you're inspired, especially in the beginning. If you don't have the discipline just yet, you got to use the inspiration that you have when you get the idea and then take action on it. Because what's going to happen is this: you guys are going to get a brilliant idea. You guys are like, oh my God, that's a great idea for a video. You're going to write it down. And then later on, you're going to go read your note and you're going to say, oh yeah, you know what? I have this video idea. You know what? I'm not inspired. That sounds dumb. I don't even want to do it anymore. And then you will talk yourself out of it. So what I would encourage you to do is that when you're inspired to do it on the spot, no matter what, and then just post it.
Worst case scenario, guys, if it's that terrible of a video, you guys can just delete it. And everybody will forget about it in 5 minutes. Trust me. It's not that important.
I love that, brother. All right, so minimum 30 minutes, guys, to contribute to doing your social media content. I had 75 other questions. However, I think this is probably going to be the best one. For realtors, how does a realtor go about figuring out what niche they want to go after so they can go deep into that niche and create content around them?
Got it. So great question. So what I would say, the first and foremost, you got to just focus on what you're already doing instead of starting out something all brand new. Like, what are you naturally doing already? You know, if you're working with probates a little bit more, you're working with more listings, you're working with more buyers, you're working with first-time buyers, you're working with the, you know, whoever your niche or what kind of business you're attracting, I would say start from what you already have, like your low-hanging fruit. Start from there. And then obviously you can start to craft out your ideal customer and start to create more content around it. That's where you guys are going to be able to use the AI, right? Which is going to take you guys, it will take you guys about an hour at least to be able to create something powerful with AI. Because the thing is that once you feed AI the questions and you give it your ideal audience, because that's what the questions are about. You know, the questions that you get from AI are, you know, what is the name of your business and how would you describe the main activity of your service in a single sentence, right? That's the first question. And then how long has your business been in operation? You're going to say 5, 10, 15 years, whatever. What's unique about your business compared to your competition? Oh, I work with blah, 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 blah. What is the primary product or service you offer? Does your mission, actually, let me copy and paste all these questions so you guys can see. Even if you guys don't use chat to do this, this is going to be something that you guys are going to be able to use to, because actually what I discovered after I answered this questionnaire for myself and I was using AI, I'm like, how come I've never asked myself these questions and how come I've never been this clear about my business? So these questions, even if you guys decide not to use AI, these questions are very, actually it's too long for me to share it. I don't know why I can't do that. I'm going to have to put it on a Google document. But these questions, you guys are going to be able to answer it for yourself. I would encourage you guys to do this after this conversation. That way you guys can clear about your niche, right? Like Richard just asked, like how you're going to determine your niche. I would say take some time. I don't want to tell you guys what your niche should be. You guys should self-discover this for yourselves. Text color, here it is. I'm going to share this with you guys right now. Questions, here we go. Save this. All right, I'm going to give access to anyone with this link. So check this out. I just did this in like 10 seconds. These are all the questions you guys should ask yourselves. These are the specific questions. Okay, so save that document for you guys. And what I would say is a homework assignment, guys, go ahead and dive into this document and answer these questions for yourself. These are the most important questions. Once you understand this, it's going to give you laser focus. So what I did is that once I answered these questions, I put it on chat and I said, this is my business. Now give me 1 year's worth of content around my business. My specific business, not a general real estate agent, my specific business. And you guys are going to see that at a really high level on the AI training that Richard will share with you guys here. You have the recording, right, for the AI, or you want me to drop
you know what? You might have to drop it. I was looking on YouTube, but I didn't see it. Maybe Terry, I think Terry, can you help us?
I think so. Let me see. All right. I think we're about 10 minutes out, bro. Let's actually open it up for some questions.
Yeah, let's open it up. All right, guys. Who has an amazing question that they've been waiting to ask? Either type it in the chat, raise your hand. Let's see. Julia, hey.
Hi,
What's
I had a
up?
question for you guys. So as far as starting, I've gotten mixed information on this. If I have a personal business that has a lot of followers, should I recreate a business Instagram or should I start feeding my business content onto my personal versus trying to get all new followers to my business?
Yeah, well, what I would say is if you already have a following, use that. That's like your sphere of influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you got to think about it. Like if I'm talking to a brand new agent, like let's even remove social media. If I'm talking to somebody that's a brand new agent, I'm gonna tell them like, where do you want to go first? You want to go to all your sphere of influence. So that page is basically quote unquote your sphere of influence. So I would definitely engage with that audience that you've already built. Building an audience is not an easy thing. So if you already have an audience, I would dive deep into that audience and not recreate a whole brand new one, because you can easily just start to repurpose it, right? Start to obviously introduce a new conversation and start to tell people, hey, this page, I'm going to dedicate. You might lose a couple of followers, not a problem, but now you're going to get the real people that want to listen to that content. So that's what I would do. That's my advice. I'm not saying that's the only one, but that's how I would do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, let's see. Hector asked a question. Do we need to send it to our broker for approval?
Broker for approval. I've never done that before. So that's off the record. If you guys want to go ahead and do that and you feel safe by doing that, feel free to do it. I do not. I'm from the school of thought that I'm going to do it. And then if somebody tells me, Leo, you can't do that, then I'm like, okay, I won't do it again. Right. That's how I operate. But you might be a little bit different. And I would just kind of, obviously, if and it also depends on what you're sharing. Like, I guess if you're sharing like somebody else's listing, I think that you need to ask, for permission to whoever's listing you're gonna share. For just generic content, I've never, not a single time have asked for permission, and I've always been okay, from my perspective, Hector.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Who else has a good question?
Question.
How about like a posting diversification? Like how many should I do like an educational, an informational, a walkthrough, or what types of different posts should I be focusing on?
I would say document what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I tell you guys to do a certain specific thing that you're not even doing already, you're probably not going to implement it. So my advice is document what you're already doing. And if you're not doing a lot, then that also should give you a signal to start to do more, right?
Yep.
If I was you guys, you guys got to go in on all strategies. You guys got to do open houses. You guys got to do door knocking. You guys got to do phone calls. You guys got to follow up with your past clients. You guys got to, contact your sphere of influence. You guys got to promote your just listed. You guys got to promote your just sold. You got to promote your every testimony, right? I would just everything that you're already doing, just document it. And that's what I would say too, is like, testimonies, as you guys already know, are the number one way to convey trust. So what I would do if I was you is that I would also interview my clients, or maybe somebody you did a buyer's consultation. You don't even have to sell the house. If you did a buyer consultation for somebody and they, you provided a lot of value, get some feedback from them. Hey, Richard, can you please tell me what you thought about my buyer consultation, right?
Yeah.
And then just talk about that. So document what you're doing. And don't be afraid to just do something, and if it doesn't work again, just delete it. It's not going to make it, like I said, I think the number one thing I want to leave you guys with is just to take action. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And you guys have probably heard this already before. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time you guys are hearing this, right? But don't overthink it. Just post. Just do it. I encourage you guys all to do it. I want to see you guys' video, and also tag me on your stuff or send it over. I will share it, right? We believe in abundance and collaboration in our community, right? So there's no competition. I'm not going to lose a customer if I share everybody's stuff. I don't care. And I actually have had people that have contacted me in the past and said, Leo, you tagged me on something and I ended up getting a client. Like, I ended up sharing on your story, I ended up getting a client. I'm like, congratulations, good for you. I'm so happy that you got a client from it. I don't care, right? I'm going to share it. So if you guys want to do that, tag me on this stuff, I will share your stuff. That's how you build engagement on your videos, by the way, by other people sharing your stuff, right? All right, I think we got a time for one or two more questions, and then we should be able to wrap up. But those are the 5 C's: the camera, the captions, the CapCut, the Canva, the Chat GPT. I dropped in the training for the AI. This thing is absolutely epic. I would definitely encourage you guys to dive into that. Answer that questionnaire that I just dropped in there. That's going to help you to self-assess your business and what you're about. You guys are going to learn a lot about yourself. All right, cool. What else you guys got? Or feedback or comments? Anything else? Hey, Rosie, ¿cómo estás? We cannot hear you though. I could see you. So go
So
ahead.
here. Okay, can you
There
hear
you
me?
go.
Okay, very good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, my friend.
Great. I have a quick question. Is there any specific time for us to share our content where we can get more views?
There is per chat chat GPT actually it said I think on Thursdays in the morning you get more views for some reason.
Is that true? Is that even true? Or you just like share whenever you feel like it?
I would say share whenever you feel like it and kind of start to get some feedback on within what you do, right? So for what I've done is that I've tested, like for my personal experience, I find it that the earlier that I post my video, the more engagement I get. So I try to do my first video as early as possible in the morning, before a lot of people are, you know, kind of starting their day.
Okay.
So earlier in the morning for some reason gets more engagement. Also, if I was you guys, if I'm doing an open house Saturday and Sunday, I would go and do a video about that open house Saturday and Sunday. And I would say, hey, this Saturday and Sunday, I'm doing an open house at this property. This is amazing, blah, blah, blah. Come out and check it out and promote it all week. And then use that content, obviously. And then when you're at the property, you know, do another video. Hey, I'm here at the house, right? So yeah, just test out different times. You know, early in the morning for some reason works, but you know, your audience might be different. You might be different, right? So just test it out.
Thank you.
But per chat GPT, for some reason, it's Thursdays in the morning, they say, if you're posting once a week.
Yep. Hey guys, I just dropped in the link in the chat, a link for social media stars. So we're gonna be doing interview every single week. So if you guys want to join our social media group there, we're gonna have all our interviews there. We'll have all the recordings there as well. And also the engagement group, we can also run it there. So if you guys don't have one, feel free to be there. If you're in it, you guys know that I post there almost every single day. Same thing with Leo. So that way we can get as much, you know, organic engagement as possible. So, you know, biggest thing for us is we just want to grow a community that wants to grow, you know, and if that's you, definitely hop on that chat. So we'll be having a special guest just like Leo every single week. You know what? I had one more question.
All right, go for it.
Here we go. So when you think, to me, I think that a hook is probably the biggest retainer for the video because people want to know what the answer of that hook is. So, how do you come up with a really good hook, so that people want to watch the entire video? Like, what's the elements of it that you would say from your opinion?
So if I'm thinking about an idea, you know, again, like I want to focus on a buyer or a seller, and I want to talk about, like if I'm just thinking about it, I'm kind of replaying it, rehearsing it in my mind, and I'm like, oh, this would be a good way to start. So number one, I just try to intuitively like figure out, you know, the hook. But if you guys just want an easy way, just use Chat GPT and ask it to give you 100 hooks, right? Give me 100 hooks, literally. Give me 100 hooks for my business, and follow my instructions on that video, and it literally will give you the most viral hooks because it has verbiage in the training that'll make it viral, right? So the way that I've done it up until I did this, I've literally just done it by thinking about my subject. Like this morning, you know, I just put, actually last week, this one was really good. I saw a video that said that 160,000 people die every single day. So I was like, that's a hook, right? 160,000 people die every single day. And I did that video last week, and I had, you know, two people in my life die this week, right? One of my great mentors just passed away yesterday. My aunt passed away earlier this week. So I just use whatever I have in front of me. And I think that God is always putting in front of you exactly what you should be talking about. You just got to listen. You guys just got to listen. And stop wasting time, guys. We honestly think we got time. We don't. That was my hook this morning. Why? Because that's exactly what I'm living through. We pretend and we think that we got time. We don't. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But that's how I would say, man, the hooks are just whatever's most present in your heart for the day. Start with that.
I love that, brother. And yeah, I'm so sorry and I'm saddened to, that our mutual mentor, Rick, passed away. So
Yep.
it's a tough, tough thing. I'm sure that he's flying high right now.
Yes.
And, we definitely want to leave he left a lasting memory for all of us. He left purpose for all of us, and he left a great legacy. And I
A
think
beautiful legacy. Yeah, beautiful legacy.
to make
Authenticity, vulnerability, sincerity, just speaking from the heart. I mean, that's exactly what he represented. So, but yeah, man, I want to say thank you, Richard, for the opportunity for me to share today. All of you that are in here, thank you so much for listening today. May God bless you with your business. Please take some action. Don't overthink it. Don't try to be perfect. Your imperfections is the perfection.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Leo. If that is it, you guys have a blessed day. Take action, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.